Girlies, welcome to Drop the Details, the official podcast for the ambitious girlies stepping into their pretty and powerful era. I'm Eb, just a girlie who answered the call, and I'm going to show you how to write the vision, make it plain, and then turn it into your reality, babe. We're going to break down the mindset, the materials, and the methods that turn a glow up into a lifestyle. If it's your first time here, welcome to the new girlies, and if it's not, girl, you already know the vibes. So come on in, get comfortable, and let's get into the details. So now that we got the message that we are being disobedient by delaying the mission, we now need to figure out, what does it mean when we say, let's take action? What does that mean? It means first writing the vision and making it plain. I know, girlies, we beat this like a dead horse, but it's the truth. We need to figure out what it is that we're trying to do. We need to write the vision and make it plain. And I think it starts with this acronym that my friend introduced. It's called GOAL. Well, it's not called GOAL, but it is GOAL. So GOAL, and it means get out and look. And we just gonna talk about what that means. That just means that you need to go out and experience some things. Go on some people pages and see what's possible. I know the whole monitoring spirit thing is going around, but I think that some girlies are meant to be storytellers. A lot of girlies out here were pioneers in their spaces, right? They were going out and doing things that no one else had kind of done. And they documented that. They documented their highs, they documented their lows, they documented their wins, they documented their losses. And they put that out there for girlies like us to look at. That way we can kind of see what's possible. I don't think that it's comparison. I know everybody say comparison is a thief of joy. I don't think that's the case. I think that comparison reminds me what's possible. To me, it's power and it's permission. It allows me to dream. It allows me to say that that could be me if I do whatever the blueprint is that she is delivering. Other girls, I think, are researchers, right? They're extreme researchers, and they go and they find out all the information about a certain topic, and they study it. They spend probably a ton of money in getting degrees and things like that so that they can become a subject matter expert on these certain topics. And they're also on their platforms sharing their stories, right? Sharing their knowledge, having master classes. I think that we should all take advantage of that. Take advantage of what the girlies are delivering, right? They're delivering the blueprint, including this message. This podcast, my platform, this is literally the blueprint to you going to step into your pretty and powerful era. I have done the work. I've experienced the highs, the lows. I've lost tons of monies. I've invested a lot of money. Some things have paid off. Some things haven't. Some things I'm still learning. But I'm here to deliver the blueprint. I'm here to be a storyteller for you so that you can take this blueprint and apply it to your life so you can step into your era and become that girl that you're meant to be. But it first starts with you believing that you're supposed to be that girl, and also getting clear about what does that girl look like for you. Is that girl a girl who is very grounded in her faith, and she is moving with purpose and strategy? Is this a girl who dresses really nice? Every time she steps out, she is dressed to the gods, right? She is that girl. Are you someone who has a very really good speaking voice, right? What does that look like? Are you a girl who can go in different rooms and be the star of the show no matter what room you're in? Are you the corporate baddie climbing the ladder and, checking off boxes to achieve this wonderful career? Like, what does that look like for you? What are your goals? And I don't think you know exactly what your goals are until you go out and look. Again, shout out to Blanca for that, because that was life changing. Go out and look. Whether it's you're going to look on social media, because I know a lot of times they say, oh, you're doom scrolling. No, girlie, you're not doom scrolling. You're exploring. You're researching. You're trying to figure out who you're going to hyper focus on so that you can get the blueprint, right? So don't worry about being a monitoring spirit. Don't worry about doom scrolling. This is your time to sit in silence and take in some of these stories that the girlies are telling, right? I guarantee you, once you start to kind of open up your eyes to what's possible, a lot of roadblocks are going to start to move out of the way, because the biggest roadblock for us is the mental challenge, right? It's the mental mountain that we can't get over. And that we can't get over. We can't seem to climb this mountain of doubt, right? Am I supposed to be this girl? Can I really do this? Can I really achieve these goals? Like, is this bigger than me? Yes, it is bigger than you, but that doesn't mean that it's not achievable. It's not attainable. It is attainable, but you just have to learn some things. You got to learn some things. You're going to have to unlearn some things. You're going to have to commit to some things. And you're going to have to first sit down and see where you're going. You ain't never heard about nobody climbing no mountain and they didn't have no plan. You've never heard about nobody climbing a mountain and not training. You've never heard about nobody climbing a mountain and not researching about the mountain. Right? People research about the mountain. People read books about other people's journey up the mountain. That's why people write books about how they climb these mountains, because they're laying the blueprint for others who want to do the same thing that they did. Right? So you're learning about it and you're researching it. And then you go and you train. Right? You got to get your body ready. You got to get your mind ready. Then you go and you practice. You climb some smaller mountains. Until you feel able to climb that big mountain. And we can take that same concept and apply it to life, right? Once you've done the research, right, then you start to train your mind. That means mirror messages, right? If you've never heard the word mirror messages on this platform, get ready, because you're going to hear it a lot. It is my version of affirmations. So you're going to have to start to train your mind. Get you some mirror messages. Start journaling, because we got to sometimes sit with those feelings to figure out why these feelings keep coming up. We have to address these feelings and these obstacles head on. We can't just throw them in the back of the closet and say, I'm gonna get to it later. We have to address this so that we can get to the bigger mountain, right? So those are the smaller mountains. We have to train our mind. We have to sometimes train our body. If you have fitness goals, it's going to take for you, you may want to be able to go and run a marathon, but first, girl, you got to do a high girl walk. You got to master a high girl walk. So once you're done exploring and you start training, then you're going to start practicing. And practicing is where you say, okay, you know what? I really want to be a YouTube star, but let's just start with one 15-second video every day, three times a week, right? Once a week, whatever it is, just so you can get into the practice that you need to do. Girlies, it's time to answer the call, and it's time for us to take action. I know I just gave you a lot to kind of take in and think about, but if you get anything from this message, the first thing I want you to get from it is that you gotta start. Let's just start, right? And starting in this moment means that we're gonna get out and look. I want you to go to your timeline, and I want you to change your algorithm. I want you to go to your For You page and search at the top in that top bar, put in the things that you're looking for, right? Mindset, motivation for women, makeup tips for beginners, styling tips for beginners. You can even put in, let's say you're a career girly and you want to change your career. Type that in the search bar. Go to my website on my Beacons account, which is my link in my bio. I have so many different resources for the girlies who are looking to climb the corporate ladder or to start a business. Go there, start with that. It's just a start. It might not be everything, but it's just a start. Even if you get it, it's free. Download it and just read it. That way you're in your researching stage. We're in our researching stage. We're in our exploring stage. I want you to go, if you're a business owner, Go to your local chambers of commerce meeting. Just go. Sometimes it costs, sometimes it doesn't. It really just depends. Look at the local library and go there to any type of business seminars they may be having, business workshops they may be having. You can go to the Small Business Association. They have a ton of online and in-person classes and workshops. What you're doing is that you're going out and you're exposing your mind to what's possible. And that's what you have to start with. You got to go out there and see what's possible. If you're a fitness girly, look up some of these competitions that are coming to your city. My bestie just went to a fitness seminar, and it wasn't a seminar, it was a competition. And she went, right? She went, her mind, she went and she said, you know what? I'm going to do this in 2027. By the time she left, she was like, oh, I'm going to do this in 2026. 2026 is around the corner, girlies. Like right around the corner. So she went, and because she got so much energy and so much good vibes, and she saw what was possible, that she brought up her training schedule a whole year. She changed it. She moved it up a whole year. So I'm saying you never know what may inspire you, but you have to make sure that you're creating those intentional details. An intentional detail is a small detail that directly reminds you of what it is that you're trying to do. It's like a goal. So think maybe like it's a wallpaper that you put on your phone. It could be a quote. It could be a schedule. It could be a goal. It could be, I've even went as far as in Canva. If I was going for a certain certification or something like that at work, I would make me a fake diploma and put that on my wallpaper, because every time I saw it on my phone, I knew that that's what I was going for. Like that's what I was trying to do. So create those intentional details. Right now, I know it's the end of the year and we're thinking about vision boards. I highly recommend vision boards because, again, that allows you to sit down and put all of your hopes and your dreams and your goals on paper, right? Be as delulu as you want to be, because all it's going to do is give you fuel when you need it. When you need to stay obedient, when you need to stay consistent, when you need that extra boost to stay disciplined, those intentional details, that's what they're there for. They remind you of what the goal is. So get out there and look and start exploring, girlies. Change your algorithm. TikTok, IG, YouTube. Once you start looking at those different type of videos, the algorithm will change and start showing you more of that type of content, because that's the content you're engaging in. Ask the girlies questions in the comments. I always ask questions in people's comments because I want to know. What was this really like? What did you learn? I saw a girlie, she went and she got her degree. I think it was her digital marketing certificate or something like that, but she went to the Harvard Business School and got it. And I wanted to know, she was talking about it and she was saying, drop me any questions. And I went because I wanted to know, did you learn anything that you already didn't know? What was something that you learned that really just took you by surprise? So ask those questions. These girlies are storytellers, myself included. We're out here doing the pioneering. We're out here doing the research. We're out here exploring. Right? We're out here telling our stories so that we can lay the blueprint for the girlies after us. That is my whole intention of starting my entire platform, the details. I always want to give people the details about anything, whether it's a product review, a software review, something I did in my career, something that I would do based off all the research that I've done, whether it's a product that I use or a clothes that I wear. I'm very tall. I know that other tall women, it's a struggle to find clothes for tall girlies and girlies with bigger feet, right? I wear a size 11. So I'm always here to give you any type of information that I may have. And that, again, is the sole purpose of my platform. That's why everything has the details in it, because I'm here to deliver the details, right? I'm here to drop the details. I have the house of details. That's my content house I created at home, right? I wanted a content house. I researched content houses for maybe 4 months, and I learned how to create one. I live in a studio apartment. I know you like, how did you create a content house in a studio apartment? It's doable. You just have to go out there and look at the girls who've done it before you. Remember, girlies, nothing is untouchable. Nothing is unreachable. You could do anything you put your mind to, and I know that sounds cliche, but that is the power of the mind. If you put positive things in the mind, positive things will come out, right? Sit in silence. Sit in silence and think about your goals, right? I didn't say sit in silence and harp on the things that you don't have or the things that you're not doing. It's not a beat up session, girlies. Sitting in silence is supposed to allow you to sit and think. Think without any outside distractions. Think without anyone coming in and putting their 2 cents in. It's just a conversation with you and with God. And if you don't believe in God, that's fine. It's you and whoever your higher power is. That's what that time is there for. And I hope that, when you're sitting there, that you do get the chance to hear God's voice. And with God's voice, you'll know it's his voice because it'll sound so calm. It'll be very clear, and it'll speak directly to what it is that you're hyperfixating on at that moment, in that moment of silence. So I hope that this was helpful. I know that we've been talking a lot about obedience and discipline and how we need to do the things that we need to do now in 2025 so that we can hit the ground running in 2026. I'll be checking up on you girlies' progress. Again, interact in the comments. Share this with other girlies. Save this message for when you need it for an intentional detail. If you need an intentional detail, save this episode. Make sure that you're checking out all the other episodes on Drop the Details and that you're on our platforms, eb_in the details with 2 S's. We talk about all things. We talk about experiences that I go to. We talk about products that I'm reviewing. We talk about pretty mindset and powerful moves. All of those things are meant to help you step into your pretty and powerful era. If you have questions, you can't find my links to my career resources, the business resources, let me know. You guys know how to reach me. Call me, beat me. If you want to reach me, hit me up in those DMs, and let's get ready for 2026.